You are looking at the FSS 727-200 in a classic livery? Nah, maybe not. We are in a freshly leased airplane here. We're flying with Nationwide Airlines today. How you doing, everybody? CJ here. I am your classic jet sim pilot, and we're going to continue our African tour today. As you recall, we had a fairly exciting flight into Zanzibar, which is where we're starting today, and the ramp just got noisy. And we're going to continue our flight. We're going to head down to Johannesburg, South Africa here from Zanzibar. What's going on over here? Somebody starting up? Oh, yeah, there's taxiing out over there. Traffic provided by Say Intentions today, so we'll use Say Intentions. But yeah, we were just in the F-28, and if you did not see the video on how we got to Zanzibar, you might want to check that out. It's kind of interesting. A lot of work. A lot of unexpected work. I guess I can talk a little quieter. So I just loaded up, haven't really done anything. But Nationwide Airlines today, a South African Airlines, that's going to take us, we're going to take 112 folks, I think, from Zanzibar down to Johannesburg. So, ain't nothing to do but to do it. So let's get loaded up. Let's get out of here. It's kind of a long flight, but I'll take you through the whole process here. Sometimes I do shortcuts, but this morning we'll do the whole kit and caboodle. Show you what I do as I fly the 727 down to Johannesburg. Already did the flight planning. We are SEVA equipped today. We are non RNAV, but I planned a traditional route. Looks like tree 40 most of the way down. Not so sure why we're so low here. I checked the airways and there was no obvious reason why, but we shall proceed accordingly. Our flight today, our block fuel is almost 52,000 pounds of fuel. Let's take a look at the weather and we'll see if there's any good reason why we shouldn't. So we'll scroll on down here. Here's our runway analysis. We'll be departing runway 18 here in Zanzibar. Yeah, airframe limit on takeoff, so nothing tricky about departing 18. And then coming out of, we got some SIGMETs, severe turbulence, surface to 3,000 feet. So we may have a gusty arrival into Johannesburg. Right now, we're light winds out of the southeast. And just a few clouds, broken clouds, 1017. Go ahead and get that loaded up. And destination, 30010. Oh no, light winds. We'll have to take a closer look at that as we get closer into Johannesburg to see why the severe turbulence down low. Unless it was over in a sort of a mountainous region, hilly region. That could be. But nothing obvious. So I think we'll be good with the fuel. So we'll plan on fueling up exactly the way they'd like us to. In fact, we'll go ahead and start that process now. So let me close this. We will open our little binder here. I like to double check the options. Let's go ahead and connect ground power too. SEVA Imperial looks good to me. And then waiting for the ground power to get connected here. Is it showing connected? It is. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Just checking the power. It's all up and running, so that's good. We'll turn on our nav lights if they're not already on. They are. So we got power to the aircraft. Click off that light so it doesn't drive us nuts. 380, I think it said was our max. We'll confirm that with departure on our clearance. And we'll load up our flight plan. Yep, it's the right flight plan. 27 and 12, 39, 50. Yep, okay. We'll go ahead and fuel that up. So we'll start that process there. Bound up correctly this time. We do not want a repeat performance. Oh, I hear people saying good morning. Did they already start boarding? Okay, and then... Welcome aboard the Boeing 737. Yeah, I'm not sure why it started boarding like that so early. But whatever. We'll just do a quick check. Everything's closed. We'll leave the main gear anti-skid test. Your seatbelts are fastened correctly. In addition, portable electronic devices may only be used in airplane mode until the our lights are set the way we want them. After landing. Thank you. Here, the test looks good. Coming down here, the VH nav compasses and the vertical gyro both in normal. Test the cargo, smoke detectors, auto brakes. We'll go ahead and put RTO now. Windshield wipers off. Well, we are boarding, so let's put that in armed. Up top. Excuse me, alternate flaps are closed. Good test there. We'll go ahead and turn on the no smoking sign. We'll leave the seatbelt signs off for now. Make sure the anti-ice set. We don't need the heat quite yet. It's plenty warm coming across the top. Everything is set. 1017 on the altimeter. No unusual flags or indications. 270. Basically 270. Good there. We'll cage this. Our standby whole rise on. Excellent. 38,000. We're in nav, which is what we're going to need on our way down. It's also... Oh, you know what we didn't do, which I always forget. Sure, once you get power going, is to bring the avionics on. Because... we're going to need to initialize the SIVA. So we're going to go to SimBrief, or Navigraph. Oh, for cry eye. Why do I have to sign in? It's odd. Okay, you're approved. Okay, let's unload this. I have started a around the world flight in the really fun new 707. So more on that at a future time. We're gonna finish our Africa tour though, And we may have a 707 leg coming up here in Africa, so that's good. Okay. Let's go to taxi chart, parking stands and coordinates. Let's go to a line. Let's get rid of the yoke. And we shall start the alignment process. I'm in a line. I'm in position. We are at stand, I think we're at stand 5. Six. Yep, last gate. Okay, excellent. We are at stand 6. So stand 6 says, yep, last gate, that sounds right. Stand 6 is, there we go. South. 613.3. 06133. Insert. East. 3913.3. 39133. Insert. And we shall start the process of alignment. 613.3. Yep. All right. Okay, so we'll have that as a backup, even though we're going to be using conventional nav on the way down. I've had a lot of back and forth with several of the community members about using regular radio nav, so we can do that, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a good way to learn your airplane, and a good backup too for when if that magenta line gets screwed up. It's nice to be able to back your navigation up. So out of Zanzibar, we're going to go direct DV to VNP to VBR to EPSEC, and then PHV, WIV, and JSV. All right. So what I like to do typically is to just have the INS as a backup. That way, if I need to, we can always type in arrival, destination, which we can certainly do. So what we can do here is we can set 1 as the departure airport. So here we go. So 1 we can set up as 613.5. South 06135. Insert east 3913.5. 3913.5. Insert. Okay, and then 9 we can set as our arrival as Johannesburg. So that would be south 2609.4. Insert east 2813.9. 28139. Insert. Okay, so now we've got 1 and 9. 0 is always our present position and never used by us as far as inputting. And so now we've got our destination and arrival. So if we need to make a hasty retreat back to our departure airport, we've got it in there. And if we need to, it'll be nice to just sort of track our distance and to our destination. That's one way to do it. You can also go through and put in your manual route here as well. Although when you're flying airways like we are, you generally just want to put in the beginning and end points. And makes it a good double check. But no worries. However you want to do it, there's the right way, there's the wrong way, and there's the way I do it. So there you go. Do whatever makes you happy. Life's too short. Okay, 3003. We'll set this on our standby. Okay, so we've got the alignment process going. That'll give us a green light when it's ready. You can already tell it's getting accurate. The code here, when you're on the desired track and status screen, 7 is our, this digit is our accuracy, 9 being least accurate, 0 being most accurate. And then this number here, 5, tells us whether we are in a position update mode or a DME VOR update mode, but maybe we'll talk about that later. It's a different process. Nothing you need to know to get up and operating. Okay. So where were we? We were coming across the panel. We completed our flow across here. We were now coming down the center. Radar is not functional in this version of the 727. It's unfortunate. Speed brakes are down. Flaps are up and indicating up. You get the config warning. Brakes are set. The start levers are off. Autopilot is off. We need our frequencies. Well, we'll do that in a minute because we're going to need to set up our panel to get our clearance. Trims are at 0 and 0. Coming across from back here, we've got VHF1. That's what we're going to talk on. VHF2, we can listen on. And I think we are about ready before start. Flight time briefing's done. Gear hands down and locked. Brakes are parked. Start levers are off. Flight instruments are set. Altimeters and clocks set and cross-checked. Brake pressures, radar transponders, and standby exterior lights are set. Emergency exit lights are on. Seatbelt, no smoking switch is on. Well, not quite yet. Window heat can come on in a minute. Concentrated departure briefing logbook. Alright. Emergency powers off. Alternate flaps are off. Stall warning has been checked. Engine anti-ice is off. Flight control shutoffs are on. Anti-skid checked and off. Static selectors, emergency brakes compared, check. GPS wind shear. Oh, that'll get checked by the FE when he does this flow. Yacht dampers are gonna come on. Takeoff warning is checked. Stabilizer trim has been checked. Autopilot's off. Trim tabs are checked. And we should be good to go. Let's bring up our virtual flight engineer, because I like to use it. We'll do the pre-flight check.
Pre-flight checklist started. Battery on. APU check.
While he's doing that, we shall set up our first waypoint, which is Delta Victor. With the map update.
Starting the APU.
112.7. And our course will be about 180 to get there. Switching him about 180 because it is almost exactly due south from Zanzibar. That's the Dar es
APU
Salaam.
generator is closed. Radio master is on. Parking brake set. Galley power.
We'll also go ahead and set the heading bug
APU generator is
to
closed.
180 as well.
Oil quantity test complete.
That'll get us headed in the right direction and also be our runway heading. And out of Dar, our next VOR Victor November Papa 113.9. So we can set that in number 2, or in our,
Engine
we'll do it
number
our
1
standby,
lead
which
is
it already
open.
is. 113.9 on number 2.
Engine 2
So when we're
lead
picking
is
that
open.
up, we'll get the DME here.
Engine
And
3
then we'll
bleed
be
is
okay.
APU bleed is open.
How's our alignment coming? It's coming along. We're down to a 6, so that's good.
All packs are open. Packs trip-off warnings tested.
We can also check our chart here for our frequencies. ATIS is 26.4. Let's pick that up.
Fuel dump switches closed. Fuel dump valve in transit lights tested. Fuel dump nozzle in transit lights tested. Fire bell test completed. Annunciator panel tested. Gyro nav compass source set to normal.
Error 26, 2.24. QNH1017.
Panel lights checked.
Transition level 50. Advise on initial contact you have information whiskey.
Information
Fire
whiskey.
bottle transfer switch
Abeda
set
Mani
to
Karum International Airport. Information whiskey.
checks complete.
1100 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 18. Wind 110 at 5. Visibility 10 kilometers. FUAV 1600. Broken at 7000. Temperature 26. Dew point 24. QNH 1017. Transition level 50. Advise on initial contact you have information whiskey.
All right.
Abeda Mani Karum.
We'll go to 21.7. We are Nationwide 4311. Good morning, ground. Nationwide 4311. We're at stand 6 with whiskey. I'd like our clearance to Johannesburg, please.
Nationwide 4311, information X-ray is current. Cleared to Ortambo. After departure, fly radar vectors DV, then as filed. Initial climb flight level 040. Departure on 125.39er. Squawk 6611. Expect runway 18.
Nationwide 4311, we're cleared to OR Tambo via radar vectors Delta Victor, then as filed. Initial climb 4,000, departure 2539, squawk 6611.
Nationwide 4311, read back correct.
Excellent, we got that. We got our clearance. We are ready to go with that. We can go ahead and start the boarding. We may speed it up here in a second anyway. So we'll get that taken care of. We got our pre-flight checks complete. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, I wanted to make a note. So one thing I like to do here as well is scroll down to, because I like to note when I put a waypoint in here, and we did. We remember we did 1 and 9. So I like to put a little annotation. So what we can do is make this a little thinner, and it's red. So we did 1, and then we did 9. It doesn't draw very well, does it? There we go. So we remember 1 and 9, and then if we decide to put, so, and in fact, while we're waiting for it to line, let's do that, because this is a really long leg, and the 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 VOR reception in MS 2024 is not always very accurate. So we basically have a straight line between Delta Victor and Victor November Pop, and then we have a straight line from Victor November Pop all the way to Whiskey India Victor, and then that takes us here. So we really only have those 1, 2, 3 main waypoints. So that's convenient because that means we can put in minimal waypoints and be in good shape. So if we go to the OFP, while the alignment is finishing up here and we can't move anyway, let's put in DV so we can make a note here. It's interesting. In the non-tablet version, you can type in numbers. So on the version that we would pull up on your screen, in the PC, I wish you could just type in numbers here. Just make it neater. So this can be 2. And then here's VNP, which we can make 3. VQL is 4. Why won't it stay there? Five, and then 6. All right, so that's what we'll do. So we'll come down here. We'll go to waypoint because that's what we're going to be manipulating. Whoops, I lost my OFP. I didn't want to do that. And now DAR is number 2, so we can put in number 2, and we go south 65 3.3 6533 65 3.3 east 3911.6 39116 insert. Okay, now we've got waypoint 2 in. Now we can go to waypoint 3. Waypoint 3 is south 1505.3. So south 15053, insert east 3918.0, 3918.0, insert south and east. Number 4, we'll flip to waypoint 4. And south 1750.6, south 1750.6, insert east 36520, 36520, and you do have to put that 0 in. 5 is Beira, south 1947.2. South 1947.2, right? Yep. And then it's east 3452.3. 3452.3. Insert. And finally, waypoint 6 is Falaborwa, south 2354.0. East 3109.1, 39011, 390. No. No. Clear it. East 3109.1, 3109. 3109.1. 3109.1. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So now we can go back to 1. And we can check our status. We're in the 2.5. It is ready for nav. Excellent work, us. it should continue the alignment process till it gets to 0. So we'll let it sit just as we finish our loading up of everybody and everything. Let's check our fuel quantity. Looks like we are full up. 12, 12, and 30. Yeah, 12, 12 is 24, and a little over 50,000 pounds. That's what we wanted. How's our loading coming to? Maybe we should wrap that up so we can get the flock out of here. We got about 4 minutes to go. Let's finish it. There we go. We are finished. Look at that. It's a miracle. We can go to the takeoff page 2. We can load it up. 18. We've got 9,900 feet available. It'll be a flaps 15 takeoff. Tree 000, tree 003. Max takeoff weight, yep, is structural. We are significantly lighter than that today. We will set the EPR and trim. We will also set our speeds. 34, 48, 72, 100, 210, 34, 48, 72, 200, 210, flaps up. Sounds excellent. And I think we are ready for our before start checklist.
Before start checks started. Hydraulic A pumps are off. Altimeter is set to 1016. Nav, beacon, and logo lights set. Emergency exit lights armed. Window heat is on. Radios are on. Departure briefing is complete. Logbook has been checked. Alternate flaps off. Stall warning tested. Engine and wing
That's how it
anti-ice
continues the
set
alignment
to
process,
off.
even though we're green.
Flight control shutoffs on. Anti-skid
Ground
tested.
Nationwide 4311. We are stand
Comparators
6. We're ready to
checked.
push and start.
Right slow. Pull up.
Nationwide 4311.
Proximity warning
Push and
system
start
checked.
approved. Face north.
Push and start approved. Face north. Nationwide 4311.
Airspeed warning checked.
All right.
Ground to flight deck,
Yaw
preparing to
dampers
push.
on. Throttle warning horn tested. Stabilizer trim checked. Trim tested and set.
Ground to flight deck,
director
bypass
checked.
pin inserted. Stand by for pushback.
Boost pump 1 is on. Hydraulic B pump number 1 is on. Fire control is checked.
Take a look outside.
Flight recorder checked.
There's the tug pulling up. Any more folks on the ramp? No, we got some Dash 8s over there. Still got that Kenya Airways 737. Oh no, it's an E-Jet. And a 737 around the corner. First, our checklist is complete. We want to face north, so that would be nose to the right.
Ground to flight deck, release parking brakes, please.
Brakes are released.
Ground to flight deck, all engines clear. Start at wheel.
All right, we'll start. 3, 1, and 2. Here we go. Okay, we're turning it. We got N2. 15%. Here comes the fuel. Got N1. There's light off. Oil pressure lights out. It's too bad the flight entry doesn't make the start out calls. Normally you get a start valve open, you get the oil pressure, and then when the start valve closes, because I do not have an indication of that up here. There's the switch being released. Looks like we got a good start on 3. We got the rollback.
Ground to flight deck, please set parking brakes.
Good start on 3. Turning 1. Excuse me. Alright, we got N2. I've got the fuel control levers bound to switches on my Bravo, so that's why you can't see me do it. There's 15. Here comes engine 1 to start. Tidal. There's light off. Got N1. Oil pressure lights out.
Ground to flight deck, bypass pin removed.
And there's the EGT rollback, and it looks like we got a good start on number 1. Turn number 2. N2. It's 10%. Comes the fuel. Got N1. Oil pressure lights out. Light off. Oh. We know what we didn't do. Goodness gracious me. Let's, what do you say we remove this stuff? Hopefully we can. Remove. How annoying. Okay. Where were we? We got number 2. We've got a good engine start. We can close that guard. We don't need any anti-ice. There is no arming of the spoilers. The auto brakes are an RTO. Flaps can come to 15 for takeoff. And we'll do the after start checks, please.
After start checks. All packs are open.
Always important to do a control check in the sim.
Nav, beacon, and logo lights set. Emergency exit lights armed. Window heat is on. Gyro nav compass source set to normal. Alternate flaps off. Engine and wing Anti-ice set to off. Flight control shutoffs on. Anti-skid checked and off. Comparators checked.
Right slow. Pull up.
Ground proximity warning system checked. Flight instruments all on 1. Airspeed warning checked. Yaw dampers on. Spoilers detent. Flight director checked. After start checks complete.
Ground Nationwide 4311. We're ready to taxi.
Nationwide 4311, taxi to holding point runway 18 via Charlie Bravo Alpha.
Holding point runway 18, Charlie Bravo Alpha, Nationwide 4311. Here we go. Clear left, clear right. Let's go to Johannesburg. What do you say? Brake check. Yep, we have brakes. And the pressure is normal. Yep, we'll be up here, a little jog to the right, down to Alpha, and then we'll backtrack runway 18. Our newly leased, still have yet to put it in Nationwide colors because there is no Nationwide livery on the TO. Hopefully we get one day. I expect we'll see. Hey, what's the hey, baggage cart? What are you doing? Hey, come on out. Yeah, hopefully we'll get some Nationwide colors here someday. It'd be fun. There are some for the for the 737s, the 300. But, nothing for the 72. A lot of liveries, I'm guessing, are sort of being held. There's supposed to be a major update coming for the 72. I haven't seen an update in a while. Maybe I missed it. Anyway. So I'm sure we'll see a bunch of liveries released once the 2.0 version.
Nationwide 4311, contact tower on 121.2. Bye bye.
Over to tower 212, Nationwide 4311. Bye bye. 212. 212. I never did my taxi.
Taxi
or
checks.
before takeoff.
Taxi lights are on. Flaps 15 set. EPR is set to 0 decimal 0. Trim is set to 0 decimal 1 0. Rope on. Air condition checked and set. Taxi checks are
Approaching runway 18.
Tower, good morning. Nationwide 4311, holding point Alpha, runway 18.
Nationwide 4311, Zanzibar Tower. Not clear what you said. Say again.
Nationwide 4311, we're at runway 18, holding point, and we request backtrack runway 18.
Nationwide 4311, runway 18, backtrack approved.
Backtrack approved, runway 18, Nationwide 4311. All right. Backtrack approved. Get all the lights on. We'll backtrack and then we'll call ready for departure. Once we get down the runway a little ways, we'll do the before takeoff checklist. And we'll be good to go. Clear left, clear right. We don't have that far to go, fortunately.
Takeoff checks started. Auto brake is set to RTO. Ignition set to continuous. Essential power is on generator 3. Anti-skid on. Strobe lights on. Landing lights on. Taxi lights off. Transponder is on. APU is off. Boost pumps all on. Oil cooler is off. Air condition checked and set. Pack trip set to normal.
Now, because we
Pressure
don't have a
switch
way to
on, flight
get
mode.
off the runway, normally the controller's instruction would be backtrack
Before takeoff checks complete.
into position.
Approaching
would be
runway
the instruction,
18.
because we can't clear the runway. And if they cleared us for takeoff, they would allow us to backtrack and then take off from one command, or they'll tell us, backtrack and then line up and wait. Tower Nationwide 4311, runway 18, ready for departure. Controls, instruments.
Nationwide 4311, runway 18, winds 100 at 4, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 18, Nationwide 4311. Alright, we're at a 2.0 Eaper on takeoff, and it'll be basically straight out. We'll head direct to Delta Victor. Looks like we got 3 stable engines. Rest set. Check.
V1, rotate. Positive rate.
You're up. Fish 400 feet. Should get DB here in a minute. We'll hold runway heading. There it is. Up to 4,000 we go.
Nationwide 4311, contact Zanzibar departure on 125.39er.
Departure 2539, Nationwide 4311. Alright, we'll put our nose down about 10 degrees, nose up. We'll get our autopilot on here. We'll accelerate up. We'll bring our flaps up to 5. 23.9 is departure. We can bring our power back. It already is. About 1.8. We'll continue the acceleration. Departure, good afternoon. Nationwide 4311. We're through 2,100, climate of 4,000. We're direct Delta Victor.
Nationwide 4311, Zanzibar departure, radar contact. Climb flight level 100, maintain present heading, direct DV when able, then as filed.
Flight level 100, direct DV when able, and then resume low navigation for Nationwide 4311. There's 250 knots right there. We go to IS hold. And up we go. Up to 10,000. 5,000 was our transition level. We'll do the after takeoff check.
After takeoff checks. Ignition is off. Landing gear is set to off.
Oh, I didn't reset.
After takeoff checks complete.
My mistake.
Nationwide 4311, speed below 250, please.
Nationwide 4311, we're slowing down. Get out of. Try this. That was my bad. I didn't take it out of arm. I'm going to go to vertical speed. Or it had gone into capture mode, and I did not remove that. And I got scolded.
To go.
Nationwide 4311, climb flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, Nationwide 4311.
That the use of approved electronic devices is now permitted in flight mode. Our cabin service will begin shortly, and we appreciate your patience. Thank you for flying with Nationwide Airlines.
Something got goofed up with my bindings, which I'm not going to mess with. So we'll get sped back up. Boy, that was a sloppy departure. Not my best work, folks.
Nationwide 4311, no speed restrictions. Resume normal speed.
Normal speed, Nationwide 4311. That's her hinting at me. Why are you going so slow? Alright. On up to 180. We'll let the speed build back up to about 280 knots. We'll get our act together here. And resume our climb out. Out of Dar. Our heading will be 182. On our speed, there it is. Now we can go back into IS hold. We are armed. Our eagles are a little high, so we'll bring it back our power just a smidge. We'll get higher here in a second.
Nationwide 4311, contact Bar Control East Center on 129.6.
129.6, Nationwide 4311. Dar East, good afternoon. Nationwide 4311, climbing through 170 for 180. Hopefully he gives us higher.
Nationwide 4311, Dark Control East Center, identified. Makana Mwema, climb flight level 240.
Climb flight level 240, Nationwide 4311. Alright, up to 240. I got it out of alt select in time, so we're in good shape. And we'll continue our climb. And we are now going from 0 to 2. So if we go to nav, we can do waypoint change, 0, 2, insert. Desired track. Oh no, 03. Waypoint change. 03. Insert. There we go. 170. And we are 484 miles to that next VOR now that we're south of Dar. Through 200, climb to 240. Airspeed's more or less at our bug. We've got it in IAS. Oh no, we don't. We came out of IAS hold. That's how we put it in IAS hold. Alright, no worries. Get back to our climb speed of about 280 knots. Power, looking good. The key to flying an airplane well is to drill it into your head to always be scanning. guarantee you, you get behind the airplane when you're fixating on one thing or another versus always scanning, right? In instrument flying, the best thing you can do is to have a good scan. And you are literally taught a scan. What are the primary instruments for what you're trying to accomplish? Out of 220. And, you know, when you have an attitude change, what do you look at? When you're in a steady state, what do you look at? Well, it's no different in general. I'm looking at the flight instruments, and then I got to remind myself, always go back and check here. Check your altitude against where you're going. Remind yourself, especially when you're single pilot, you know, when you're in a single pilot situation like we are in sim. So it's just a matter of scanning. I got behind on that climb out because I lost focus. I got fixated on one thing. And I'll be in
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go, 23 or 24. You know, it's easy in the sim to get fixated because we have to manually change our views and look somewhere, whereas in real life it's easier to avert your gaze and move your head, and you have a better, sort of a different field of view. All right, leveling off at 240 for now, because that was our initial altitude. There's our level off, 240. We'll let the plane accelerate a little bit. And I forgot, I was thinking it was an intermediate climb, but it's our flight plan had the steps in it, and I'm not 100% sure why.
Dear guests,
because
our cabin crew will now begin the snack and beverage service. We invite you to enjoy our popular selection of warm pastries and refreshing beverages from our menu. After the service, selected items from our
the
shop
minimum
will be
en
available
route
to browse. Thank you
along
for
this
flying
route
with
is flight level
Nationwide
245,
Airlines.
so we need to get higher in order to assure both terrain and navigation, radar navigation. So our overall was 340. Control Nationwide 4311. Request flight level 340.
Nationwide 4311, climb flight level 340.
Climb flight level 340, Nationwide 4311. All right, cool. We got it. 340. Top down. 340. 340. Vertical speed. Vertical speed it up. Until our speed comes back to our climb speed. And then we'll go to IAS. But anyway, always scanning. That's part of the challenge in the sim too, right? We fly a lot of different types in the sim. And you always have to remember what airplane you're in and what's different from the airplane you were flying. I've been flying a different airplane this week. Trying to learn it, get proficient at it. And so I lost a few steps in the 7-2. But hey, it's all fun, you know, as long as you're having fun. What's the worst that's going to happen? Start your flight over. Not a big deal. You know, it usually takes me a flight or two to get back in the swing of things, especially if I haven't flown an airplane in a while. But it's all part of it. And it's kind of part of the fun. It keeps it interesting. As much as I loved my relatively short career in airlines, especially a short career compared to what I would have had, or could have had. You know, as much as I loved it, one of the things that, you know, is being on the same airplane day in, day out, 6, 5, 4 legs a day, and you know, there are parts of it that get kind of old. All right, there's our speed. We'll go to IS mode for the rest of this climb. Also, the altitude is armed for 340, and that will be our final altitude. Bump our ethers up a little bit. Always scanning. And then I will probably flight plan at Mach 8.2. I don't remember. 8.4. Excellent. That's what we're accelerating. The east coast of Africa. Always fun. Always fun to explore new places. A place I would love to go to. Hopefully I'll have an opportunity here in the next few years to spend some time in Africa. Power. Good. Maybe a little strong on 1 and 3. Notice how the center pod keeper on climb is set a little bit higher than the center engine is set a little higher than the pods. It's because of that S duct. A little less efficient. Center pod has a little bit more fuel flow. In cruise, I'll bring them up to similar fuel flows to maintain our desired cruise speed, but yeah, just a little quirk of the design. Okay. In the real world, the flight engineer is up here adjusting. That new 707 has a nice system built in where where the flight engineer will adjust the power depending on your mode of flight. You can, of course, turn it on or off. And then you get a nice little indicator. There's a green light here on the attitude indicator that turns green when the flight engineer has the throttle. And it doesn't lock you out. You can always adjust it, but it's just pretty slick how it does that. In this airplane, though, we have the performance tables. So, max climb EPR, going through, 5 to 25,000 feet, depending on the temperature. We're looking at let's look at the temperature. The temperature right now is minus 35. So, at minus 35, what's our altitude? We're going through 30? 31,000. 31,000 minus 35. 31,000 minus 35. 2.13, 2.19 is max climb EPR. I don't think we could actually get it on this installation. Yeah, the flight engineer's keeping us at that setting. But you can use those charts, and then you can take control away of the bugs from the flight engineer, and you can set them yourself. So I'm not sure why it's commanding a little bit less than typical book says for max climb. Unless there's a sort of a takeoff thrust, go around max continuous. Here's our initial. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's doing that. Anyway, whatevs. Only got 2,000 to go. We're just about there. Alrighty, folks. Well, as we level off at tree 40, we'll continue on our navigational ways, and if anything interesting happens, we'll certainly cut in and bring you back with us. Otherwise, we will catch up with you on our descent on into Johannesburg as we work down the east coast of Africa in our FSS 727. We'll see you in a bit. Well, folks, we have begun our descent into Johannesburg. We are about 80 miles northeast of the airport. We're descending now through Tree Trio for flight level 200 right now. It's not the high asshole. And send on down to 200. That's what the ATC has cleared us for. We're going to be, after we pass the Witbank VOR up ahead, we're then going to proceed to the Johannesburg VOR, and we're planning on the ILS runway, ILS Zulu, runway 3 left from the Johannesburg VOR, unless ATC has something else in mind for us. I'll bring over the approach plate here real quick. So as you can see, we'll go to the VOR. We'll fly outbound to 11 DME. We'll do the course reversal, procedure turn approach, and then, we have to request the procedure turn approach. Good note. Well, we'll see if SA Intentions picks up on that. I expect they'll probably give us a vector here. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, procedure turn approach applicable only within 30 degrees of the outbound heading, which we will be. Right here. And then, what's our outbound? Our outbound from Witbank. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We can just go direct. So I'm going to keep this over here for the time being. All right, 300 knots. We're doing good. We're through 29 for 20. The sun is setting here on here over South Africa. It's been a very uneventful flight. We had a little bit of little light chop at cruise, but really nothing else. And as you can see, severe clear here in Johannesburg. I'm going to do do a quick little update here. We'll enter that. We'll make sure that's updated, and we'll set this speeds.
Nationwide 4311. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 3 left approach into Johannesburg. Advise you have information Foxtrot.
Nationwide 4311, we have Foxtrot, and we'll expect the ILS Zulu runway 3 left approach into Johannesburg.
Nationwide 4311, descend flight level 150.
Descend flight level 150, Nationwide 4311. All right, down to 150. There we are. 1027 is the altimeter setting. We've got that on the standby. Ready to deploy. We set the landing altitude. Johannesburg lies at about 5,600 feet above sea level.
Nationwide 4311, turn right heading 255, vectors for the ILS Zulu runway 3 left approach.
Heading 255, vectors for the ILS Zulu runway 3 left approach. Nationwide 4311. There we go. We are now on headings. Two, 5.
Globe 209, descend to flight level 130 at your discretion.
Leaving for flight level 130, Globe 209.
Nationwide 4311, verify you're descending to 15,000.
Sending to 15,000, Nationwide 4311. Oh, that was interesting. By mistake.
Nationwide 4311, expedite your descent to 15,000.
We'll hurry down to 15,000, Nationwide 4311. All right, the ILS frequency is
Johannesburg West Center. Cargo 120.
110.3.
Flight level 1704. Flight level 130.
Cargo 120, roger.
Johannesburg Northeast Center, link 300 Romeo, flight level 160.
110.3, the inbound course is 34.
Link 300 Romeo, identified. Good afternoon.
Okay, I got slow in that inadvertent level off, got a little slower than I want to be, but I'm going to leave it here because I'm not that far from the airport. I'm only 30 miles out. I'm still pretty high. I'm like at 15,000 feet above the ground, something like that. So I definitely want to I don't need to be bombing in. 250 is a good place to sit right now. I wonder if when I switched to heading mode, I inadvertently clicked on the altitude. Anyway. Looks like the city of Johannesburg over here. The transition altitude is 8,000.
Nationwide 4311, contact Johannesburg radar on 123.7.
Johannesburg on 23.7. Nationwide 4311. 23.7. 7. There it is. Evening Johannesburg, Nationwide 4311, 17.7, descending to flight level 150. We have Foxtrot.
Nationwide 4311, Johannesburg radar identified. Good evening. Appreciate Foxtrot. Thank you.
All right, 3 left is a really long runway, some 14,000 feet. So it will be a flaps 30 approach. And we won't use auto brakes. Let's get the spoilers out, reversers out, and do our thing.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go. 16 for 15. And I'm holding about 250 knots. We're picking up the DME off the ILS. It's matching up nicely with the Johannesburg VOR.
Nationwide 4311, turn right heading 270, descend 10,000.
Heading 270, descend and maintain 10,000. Nationwide 4311. We're going to go to vertical speed, get rid of the altitude hold. And we'll continue to slow. Left flaps 2. Flaps 2, green light. Let's do the approach checklist. Where's my flight engineer?
Approach checks. Nav, beacon, and logo lights set. Brake pressure checked. Altimeter is set to 1026.
Springbok 546, descend to flight level 150.
Boost pumps all on.
Descending to flight level 150, Springbok
Cross feed number
546.
2 is open and 1 and 3 are closed. Fuel heat off.
Yeah, don't really want
Hydraulic pumps all
don't
on.
really want that altimeter reset quite yet.
Approach checks complete.
Transition level is 8,000, or yeah, transition altitude is 8,000. So until we get an altitude below 8, or 8 or below, we don't want to switch that over. Flaps 5. A little background lighting here. There we go. A little slow. So there's some traffic ahead. we may be following. Sort of a modified downwind.
To go.
I'm 11 for 10. The alt capture.
Nationwide 4311, turn right heading 2905.
Right turn 2905. Nationwide 4311. 2905. Holding at 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach to Johannesburg. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Ensure your tray tables
Johannesburg West Center, cargo 289, flight level 210.
The weather at our destination is currently 20.
Cargo 289 identified.
Clear skies. Our assigned gate is D42.
Nationwide 4311, turn right heading 345, descend 8,000.
Heading 345, 8,000 Nationwide. 4311. 345, 8,000. Alpha, 345, 8,000. I feel like he's cutting us in a little close to the, or inside where we need to be altitude-wise. I'm gonna slow up a little more.
1,000 to go. Wide slope is
Nationwide 4311, 5 miles from F03 Lima Zulu. Turn right heading 360, descend 6,900 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS Zulu runway 3 left approach.
360, 6,900 till established. Cleared ILS Zulu 3 left approach. Nationwide 4311. Alright, let's start looking for the runway here. It should be off to our right a little bit. I feel like we're really high. Oh, yeah. Is that 3 right? Yep, there's 3 left. Runway's in sight. Autopilot's away. My airplane. Let's slow it up a little more.
Cessna Sierra Romeo Bravo, continue climb to flight level 240.
1,000 to go.
VJet, flash 15.
Climb flight level 240, Cessna Sierra Romeo Bravo.
Nationwide 4311, contact Johannesburg Tower on 118.6.
Tower now 18.6. Nationwide 4311. Tower, good evening. Nationwide 4311, ILS 3 left.
Nationwide 4311, Johannesburg Tower, roger. Cleared for the ILS, runway 03 left approach.
Cleared ILS 3 left approach, Nationwide 4311.
Nationwide 4311, runway 03 left, winds 300 at 8. Cleared to land.
Cleared to land 3 left, Nationwide 4311. Going to flaps 30. Or flaps 20. All the way to flaps 30. Flaps 30 before landing checklist.
Landing checks. Flaps 30 set. Ignition set to continuous. Anti-skid on. Landing
Speed.
checks complete.
Correcting. Landing check complete. Not using auto brakes, so that's fine. Manual spoilers. Tower, say winds, please.
Nationwide 4311, winds 300 at 8.
4311. It's stronger than 8 knots. I'm getting bounced around quite a bit here. Might be some shear. That turbulence we heard about earlier. Now it's sort of quieted down a little bit.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Hold it. Touchdown. Speed brakes out. Reversers out. 3 in reverse. Manual brakes.
Nationwide 4311, welcome to Johannesburg. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Over to ground 21.9, Nationwide 4311. Looks like it's a ways before we have an exit here. We got November coming up on the right, on the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Johannesburg. Did you know that Johannesburg is the largest city in South Africa and is known as the City of Gold due to its historical significance?
Air Zambia 307, winds 320 at 10, cleared to land, runway 3 left.
Your seatbelts fastened.
3 left, cleared to land, Air Zambia 307.
Where are we going? Delta 42. So that'll be to our left. We'll get clear, we'll clean it up, we'll call ground. Alright. Bring speed brakes in. After landing checklist, please.
After landing checks. Brake pressure checked.
Ground Nationwide 4311. We're clear 3 left. Taxi.
Landing and strobe lights are off. Taxi lights are on.
Nationwide 4311, Johannesburg ground, taxi to gate D42 via November Alpha Golf 9er Delta. Good day.
Delta 42 November Alpha Golf 9 Delta. Nationwide 4311. Good night.
Anti-skid off. Ignition is off. Elevator trim is set to neutral.
All right, off we go. Delta 42. Oh, Delta 40. No, Delta 42. Yeah. Delta.
Starting the APU.
43. No, I want Delta 40.
Sapphire 6901 ready to taxi.
Oh, it's not in here. That's why.
Sapphire 6901, taxi to holding point runway 3 left at your discretion.
Taxi to holding point runway 3 left, our discretion, Sapphire 6901.
So second right.
Sapphire 113, contact tower on 118.6.
Over to tower, Sapphire 113.
Attention all aircraft, Gulf now current QNH 1028.
Turn right on Golf 9.
Sapphire 120, cross runway 21 right.
Cross 21 right, Sapphire 120.
Link 7909, Papa contact tower on 118.6.
Bleed open. APU bleed is open.
I thought I saw a plane on our
Generators
left.
closed.
What's he doing?
Galley power off. After landing checks complete.
Over to tower, link 7909, Papa.
Okay, well, I'll slow down. That would have been a nice call out. Hey, the IATC is not perfect. It's fun and it's pretty good, but it's not perfect. It's alright. Just having the active airport around me is worth the price of admission. Okay, Delta 43 is actually where we're going, and actually this is the turn we want. Here. Hopefully he's not going to Delta 43 too. I'm gonna let's go ahead and shut down number 2. I think this is, oh, this is us right here. Oh, I see. It's basically the same gate. I see light coming off. There's my wing walkers. All right, here we are.
Ground Air Zambia 307, taxi to the gate.
Boop.
Air Zambia 307, taxi to parking via Romeo Hotel, Hotel Delta.
Break set.
Romeo Hotel, Hotel Delta,
We've
Air
got
Zambia 307.
Around the APU.
Sapphire 6901, contact tower on 118.6.
Switching to tower, Sapphire 6901.
Securing aircraft checks. Parking brake set. Transponder off. Engine and wing anti-ice set to off. Window and probe heat off. Beacon off. Emergency exit lights off. Boost pumps all off. Hydraulic system B all off. Hydraulic A pumps are off. Radio master is off. Galley power off. Securing checks complete. Aircraft is safe.
Thank you. We'll set the chocks we got. We'll put out the cones. We'll open the forward entry. And we shall go ahead and deboard. Well, folks, there you have it. Nationwide Flight 4311, a classic jet flight from Zanzibar down to Johannesburg, and this lovely Johannesburg scenery. And, yeah, we'll be leaving out of here on our next leg. Where are we going? I don't know. I saw some 707 routes, too. But that may span the continent of Africa, and I don't know if we want to make some stops at smaller airports. Anyway, I'll take a look. We'll find a fun place to go. Hey, listen, I am CJ, your classic jet sim pilot. And thanks for coming along with me today. Until next time, keep that shiny side up.